What's going on, fellas? This video is for Alma, who is having some issues igniting his new silicon burner on diesel fuel. And I just wanted to show you guys that if you start off with very low air, it is easy to light this thing, but you first have to prime the line. I wish I would have shown myself doing that off camera, but I did leave an air bubble in the line here. And let's take a look at what an air bubble can do. You can see there how it just messes it all up. There's a very large bubble in there that's about to cause us to hit a wall. See that? So if you've got an air leak going into your fuel line, you'll get a lot of really bad operating characteristics that you just don't want to have to deal with. So once you get all the air out, she'll run nice and smooth. Alright fellas, let's go for a little walk here. I'll just kind of try and shout out what I'm seeing as we go. I've got this thing set at about 120 kilowatts, I believe. We're right around 2.5 cubic foot per minute. Yeah, it's about 130 kilowatts right there. And the back pressure is about 80 psi's on the nozzle. Wanted to show you guys here, I got the fuel tank elevated. And you can see what an air bubble can do. I didn't prime this out properly. I'm kind of in a hurry to get this done, just to get you guys off the ground in case you're waiting on some information. But you can see here this thing's burning like crazy on some diesel. I do have some old dirty diesel that we can try also, but I wanted to do this first on some clean stuff. And you can see we're steadily rising in temperature there. That's nice to see. I've turned up the air significantly here, and we're right around 140 kilowatts maybe. Back pressure is 80 psi's. Now all that water and gunk that we've seen traveling through the airline does actually cause us a problem. That's going to cool this flame down big time. I've done tests that show that. That water has to be boiled. So it can cause, there's quite a bit of cooling taking place by the steam. I've now lowered the burner significantly to show you guys this thing can do some pretty good work without just guzzling your fuel away and burning up the air compressor and all that jazz. Definitely love the way this thing runs. I'm going to start making these out of 310 as well. This here is one of the higher output settings in case you just really needed to throw some BTUs at something. It's not all about high velocity flames. Though this does appear a little bit unstable, the internal combustion there ensures that it's going to light right back up if you had a pop out. You can see it can turn down to extremely low settings as well. But we're probably looking at about 250 kilowatts at most when this thing's on high. I forgot to get a glance at the fuel gauge, but I've been doing this long enough to get a pretty good judgment call on that. So we can go from that big old huge flame down to this small flame. And I hope this helps you out, guy. I believe you had air bubbles in your line, and that's why you were seeing the popping. That happens. So if you don't have a clear fuel line, you might want to look into changing that up. It definitely lets you see what's going on. Having the fuel elevated definitely helps out a lot. It's an almost a must because of the air bubble situation, but not too shabby. My nozzle moved on me a little bit from adjusting. Eventually these pieces that you see on here are going to be made out of 310 stainless steel. Right now it's just 1/8 inch 304, but I think that would last for just about forever as it is. I really do. So there you have it, man. I forgot your name, brother. I got so much going on at once right now. I can't keep track of everybody's name and all that. But all I know is I got a guy saying he can't get his burner to light on diesel fuel. I think you've got air bubbles, brother. So look into that. I'm going to send you a link to this video. I know your email address, just not your name. So hopefully this solves your problem and does validate this thing does in fact burn diesel, and it burns it very well. You just got to start off with very low air, and you've got to get the fuel line primed properly first.